Death, the inevitable end that awaits us all, a subject of fascination, fear and contemplation throughout human history. An enigma that has both bewildered and bedeviled us, sparking endless questions, yet yielding few definitive answers. It's a mystery that science, despite its relentless pursuit of truth, has grappled to fully comprehend. Death is not a singular occurrence, but rather a complex process that intertwines the biological, psychological and social aspects of our being. Biologically, we understand death as the cessation of vital signs. The heart stops beating, the lungs cease to draw breath, and the brain halts all activity. But this is just the surface of a much deeper, more intricate phenomenon. Beyond the biological, death plunges into the realm of the psychological and social, where it becomes far more elusive. Here we encounter the enigmatic essence of consciousness, the very fabric of our subjective experience, our perceptions, thoughts and emotions. How does consciousness succumb to death? Does it simply flicker out, like a candle extinguished by a gust of wind? Or does it transcend our earthly existence, journeying into realms yet unknown? The concept of the soul further deepens the mystery. Revered in religious and philosophical traditions, the soul is believed to be an immortal essence, enduring beyond the confines of our physical existence. But can science, with its empirical methodologies, ever hope to capture the essence of something so intangible, so ethereal? Then there is the question of the afterlife, a concept that has captivated human imagination across cultures and epochs. Is there a life after death? A continuation of our consciousness in a different form or dimension? Or is death the final curtain call, the end of our existence in its entirety? These are questions that lie beyond the reach of our current scientific understanding. The intricacies of consciousness, the soul or the afterlife lie beyond the current scope of empirical observation and measurement. They are mysteries that invite us to ponder, to question and to explore the very essence of our existence. For now, they remain enshrouded in the grand mystery that is death. The personal experience of death is inherently subjective and varies among individuals and cultures. Each person's encounter with this inevitable end is a unique mosaic, shaped by the colors of their beliefs, traditions, and philosophical perspectives. What does this mean for science? Well, science thrives on objectivity, on measuring and quantifying the world around us with precise tools and methodologies. But when it comes to death, we are dealing with a phenomenon that is deeply personal, often spiritual, and filled with subjective sentiments. You see, the essence of a person's death experience is not merely a biological event, but an intimate journey through a landscape painted with the hues of their individual life and cultural backdrop. Imagine trying to fit the grandeur of a sunset into a mathematical equation. You could perhaps quantify the wavelengths of light, the angle of the sun, the atmospheric conditions. But would that equation capture the awe you feel as the sky is set ablaze with colors, or the tranquility that descends as the day gives way to the night? That's the challenge science faces when trying to encapsulate the personal experience of death. Our beliefs, whether spiritual or secular, influence how we perceive and interpret death. For some, death may be seen as a transition to an afterlife, a concept that defies empirical validation yet provides comfort and meaning. For others, death may be the cessation of existence, a finality that is sobering yet also liberating, leading to a deep appreciation of the ephemeral beauty of life. Cultural traditions too play a significant role in shaping our understanding of death. From the Mexican Day of the Dead to the Tibetan sky burials, the diverse rituals around the globe reflect the myriad ways in which humanity engages with the mystery of death. And then there are the philosophical perspectives, from the existentialists who view death as the ultimate absurdity, to the Stoics who regard it as a natural part of life to be accepted with equanimity. These layers of complexity resist scientific categorization and challenge our understanding. They remind us that while science is a powerful tool for unraveling the mysteries of the universe, there are aspects of our human experience that transcend the reach of empirical exploration. What really constitutes death? A question that even science struggles to answer. The very definition of death is elusive, a concept not universally agreed upon. Biologically, we look for markers such as the cessation of brain activity or heartbeat, But these are mere signs of life's absence, not the definitive lines that separate life from death. Cultural, religious and ethical considerations further complicate the matter, introducing variations in defining when an individual is truly dead. For some, death may come with the loss of consciousness. For others, it might be the departure of what they believe to be the soul. This lack of consensus challenges science in its quest to create a comprehensive model of death. It's like attempting to map a terrain with shifting borders. The absence of a universally accepted definition remains a major hurdle in the scientific exploration of death. Quantum mechanics is offering us alternative perspectives on reality and consciousness. As we delve into this fascinating realm, we encounter theories that challenge our conventional understanding of the natural world and, by extension, the phenomenon of death. In the domain of quantum mechanics, particles can be in two places at once. Entangled particles affect each other instantaneously over vast distances, and reality exists in a superposition of potential states until observed. These mind-bending principles have led some scientists and philosophers to ponder their implications for our understanding of consciousness. The enigmatic nature of consciousness, much like the riddle of death, has been a persistent challenge to science. The traditional approaches, rooted in reductionist perspectives, have struggled to explain the subjective nature of our experiences, the qualia, as it's often termed. However, the quantum world, with its inherent fuzziness and uncertainty, seems to resonate with the elusive, subjective essence of consciousness. One of the most intriguing propositions in this regard comes from Sir Roger Penrose and Stuart Hameroff, who suggest that consciousness is a result of quantum phenomena occurring within the microtubules of our brain cells. According to their orchestrated objective reduction theory, or OR, these quantum processes could explain the unity and continuity of our conscious experiences. Yet these theories are not without their challenges. They require us to rethink our scientific methodologies, to venture beyond the comfort of the observable, the measurable and the predictable. The quantum realm, with its peculiarities, forces us to confront the limitations of our current understanding and to question the fundamental nature of reality. It's important to remember, however, that these theories are still in their infancy, and much of what they propose remains highly speculative. Nevertheless, they represent a crucial step towards a more comprehensive understanding of consciousness and potentially the mystery of death. As we continue this journey of exploration, we must be prepared to navigate the labyrinth of quantum conundrums, to push the boundaries of our knowledge, and to embrace the uncertainty that lies at the heart of the quantum world. For exploring these frontiers requires a paradigm shift in scientific thinking. The exploration of death is not just a scientific endeavor, it's an ethical minefield. As we delve into the mysteries of death, we encounter profound ethical questions that challenge our core beliefs about the sanctity of life. It's not just about understanding the biological processes, it's about grappling with the potential consequences of manipulating the boundary between life and death. Could we, and more importantly, should we push this boundary? In our pursuit of knowledge, we must consider the implications of our actions. The ethical dilemmas we face aren't just philosophical musings, they have real-world implications. They shape the guidelines for medical procedures, influence legislation, and inform societal norms and values. For instance, when does life truly end? Is it when the heart stops beating, or when the brain ceases to function? This question isn't just a scientific one, it's an ethical one, with profound implications for organ transplantation and end-of-life care. These ethical dilemmas impose limits on scientific investigations into certain aspects of death, leaving many questions unanswered. While science has illuminated countless mysteries, death remains an enigma that transcends conventional understanding. This exploration of death, like a walk through a labyrinth, has led us through its multifaceted nature. The subjectivity of personal experiences, the lack of a universal definition, the quantum conundrums, and the ethical dilemmas involved. Each facet, a world in itself, demonstrates the vastness of information surrounding death. It's a vast tapestry woven from biological processes, subjective experiences, cultural nuances, and spiritual dimensions. We've seen how science, in its pursuit of objectivity, grapples with the deeply personal and often spiritual aspects of death. We've also glimpsed the challenges in defining death and the ethical questions raised when exploring the boundary between life and death.